The Philadelphia Eagles are back, baby. What's going on? This is Coach Marcus from Pro Fan Talk, and the off-season is done. Preseason is about to begin. The Eagles report to NovaCare Center on Tuesday, and then the preseason begins. Now it's time to get down to football. Here are just a few of the topics that I'm thinking about. I'm just going to go off the top of my head, rapid fire this. Number one, what's the running backs going to look like? What are they going to do with this running back room they got? Is it going to be Kenny Gainwell, DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny? Are they going to go running back by committee? Who's going to be running back number one? A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they're good. The question, who's going to be the number 3 receiver? Is it going to be Quez Watkins? Is it going to be Zacchaeus Olamide? They got him listed on the depth chart as Zacchaeus, but is Quez Watkins going to give up his number 3 spot? I would imagine both of them, Quez Watkins and Zacchaeus, are going to get a lot of burn in preseason because that's the battle to see who's going to be number 3. I'm expecting Quez Watkins to have a good year because he's under the gun. Everybody's going to be looking at him, so he's got to show and prove. I already know he's got the good size, he's got the speed, but he's got to come through in those big moments. So we'll see what Quez Watkins is going to do. Our offensive line, everybody's always good. I want to see Cam Jurgens play. Are they going to move him to right guard? Cam Jurgens, they still have him listed as backing up Jason Kelsey, but there is a opportunity to move him to left or right. I'm not sure if they're going to do that. We're stout at the tackles with Mailata and Lane Johnson. They're going to be as good as they have been. I believe Mailata's going to be even better this year. Lane Johnson is just going to do what Lane Johnson does. He just can't get hurt, so hopefully he stays healthy. Jalen Hurts, we have nothing to worry about QB1. Keep him upright. We have to limit the RPO. Run the ball. We've got an awesome room of running backs. Run the ball. We have arguably the best offensive line in football. Let us run behind them big boys and slam it down their throats. There is no reason we should be running 6, 7, 10 RPOs a game. No way, especially with Jalen Hurts' contract. Don't do that. Get a ball to the running back. That's what we're paying them for. Our tight ends are still tight. We got arguably the best tight end roster in the league, in my opinion. Dallas Goedert, Calcaterra, and even Stahl is a good one. So the biggest question mark is, what are our special teams? What are our special teams going to look like? Special teams need some work, especially after last year. So we lost a couple games because of special teams. And we lost the big game. Special teams didn't help. So we got to get that squared away. I don't know who our punt returner is going to be. I'm going to have to go back and look at some tape to see if Zacchaeus can be a special teams returner. Christian Covey is good. I just don't think he's good enough to be a good punt returner. Let's get somebody back there to see if they can make some things happen. Also, the way the special teams is going and the rules they're put in, are we going to be even able to return punts? We'll never see anybody like Dante Hall, Devin Hester. We'll never see players like that again because the NFL is just getting away from special teams. You rarely see kickoff returns anymore. Punt returns are the only thing you have. Guys from back in the day like Brian Mitchell and Eric Metcalf. Devin Hester's probably going to be the last kind of return guy to that caliber that you'll ever see again. On defense, linebacker is the big question mark. I think Nakobe Dean is ready to play. Nicholas Moreau, I think he'll be good. And then Christian Ellis, I think, is going to step in and be the dark horse this year. He's somebody that nobody's really talking about. Kid can play ball. Every time he had opportunity to get on the field, he made the most of it. And I think that collection of linebackers, depending on what package they play, is going to be solid. Our secondary is tight, even with the loss of C.J. Garner-Johnson. I think we are more than okay. Slay, Bradbury, Avonte Maddox, with those 3 players back. You're talking about elite level corners. People don't give Avonte Maddox enough credit for what he was doing last year before he got hurt in that Dallas game. Slay should have had probably 7 or 8 picks last year, and Bradbury was just solid all year. And then you got Sidney Brown, Reed Blankenship. Reed Blankenship was better than he should have been last year. He plays smart. He plays above his pay grade. And then you got Keely Ringo, Kavon Wallace. You got Terrell Evans from Pittsburgh. He's a solid vet, plays solid minutes for Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh, and I think he'll be a solid replacement here. Everybody's in the same boat because nobody really knows what Sean Desai is going to do. When I say everybody's in the same boat, that means everybody's learning the defense and his concepts and schemes and what he wants to do. Is Sean Desai going to blitz more than we did last year? Chicago really didn't blitz that much. That's also because they lost Khalil Mack. Robert Quinn ended up leaving. We're in a new situation, or Desai's in a new situation here in Philadelphia, because he's got a stellar defensive line. We still got Hassan Reddick. He's somebody to game plan around. Milt Williams, Josh Sweat, BG, Fletcher Cox. You got Jalen Carter, and Jordan Davis has dropped 30 pounds, so he's coming up the ball a little bit faster, and maybe he's not carrying as much weight, so we don't have to worry about his endurance as much as we did last year. Maybe he can stay on the field for passing downs and run downs. The one thing we have to do better as a defense is our run defense must be better. We can't have that hiccup with our defense this year. We were a great defense last year. We should have been all time, but our run defense was very suspect. We'll see how that goes. Sean Sean Desai is the big X factor. We'll see what he wants to do with this defense. Brian Johnson is the X factor on offense. Brian Johnson's got a little bit more of an advantage because he's familiar with the personalities and the people, whereas Sean Desai just got here. So he's still got to learn the lay of the land. He's got to get used to the personalities and the people in the locker room. Brian Johnson has been here. Him and Jalen Hurts are friends. He's a friend of the family. So their relationship goes deep. That should definitely help their coach-player dynamic. We'll see what they're going to do, but they got to get rid of some of them RPOs, and we got to blitz a little bit more, and we got to have a better run defense. Nick Sirianni's in a good spot, especially after last year getting to the Super Bowl. More difficult schedule, but we should be able to handle that. My prediction this year is the Eagles are going to go 12-5. We might lose a couple of close games, so I believe the team is that good, and we will continue growing. We just got to stay healthy. Being healthy towards the end of the season is always paramount. Glad football season is back, and as usual, if you like this content, hit that subscribe button, click on that notification bell, and I will see you in the next play. Peace.